What's up, guys? This is Double XL Otaku here, and welcome to the second edition of XO News, where we bring you just a little bit of what's been going on in the gaming world and give you a little bit of an outlook for what's coming forward for both the channel, me personally, and any games that I find interesting that are coming up shortly. Alright, let's go ahead and start off with Konami. Konami, the bane of many gamers' existence, who have in most cases decided to, instead of making new games for a series, go with pachinko machines. However, something interesting popped up recently that I'm hoping leads to something good in the future, but I'm kind of gonna try to keep my expectations in check because, well, again, this is Konami we're talking about. And what I'm referring to is the Suikoden portal website has been updated. You'll see the new website on your screen here. And while this leads to no real info over what could be really going on, one can only hope that either there's maybe a remaster coming for some of the games, or potentially actually getting a Suikoden 6, which it's one of the probably top 5 RPG series that have existed, if not a little higher. It depends on how you classify some things with a series. You know, the Xeno series, if you actually classify that as a series, to me ranks a little higher, but nonetheless, one of my favorite series of games. Then Konami had to go and, well, screw the pooch a little bit. Little bit of turning a knife for gamers who were hoping to have Castlevania on the Switch, at least for now. Now, it was a couple days ago that it came out that while they're getting ready to re-release the Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Castlevania Rondo of Blood packaged together in a release called Castlevania Requiem, it will exclusively be on the PS4. And they have said, according to GameSpot, that there are zero plans to bring it to any other system. So, as of right now, it's looking to only be PS4. Now, it does make a little bit of sense because it appears Sony actually helped fund the ports, because these are ports of the PSP versions of the game. So it does make a little sense on that front. But outside of that, I mean, maybe Nintendo can fund Super Castlevania or some of the originals from the NES getting a remaster or just straight up port. Or maybe that the Castlevania Judgment game from the Wii. I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. That game was god awful. That was one of the worst fighting games I think I've ever played, and it had such potential, but I don't know what happened there. Konami being Konami, I guess? Oh well. Also, in what was kind of a pretty big shock to most people, Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition appeared on the Switch this week. And for those unfamiliar with it, it's a nice little beat-em-up game. And it's something I always found fun, though I did get it on PlayStation as part of the PlayStation Plus, I believe, at one point. I may have bought it, to be honest. It's been so long, and I've had PlayStation Plus for so long that I really can't remember, honestly, which way it went. Also, if you have the Switch Online service, which I don't, but that's mainly because as of now, it doesn't hold any value for me because I don't tend to play games online. But if you do have the service, there are 3 titles that have been added to the Switch Online service as of now: Solomon's Key, NES Open Tournament Golf, and Super Dodgeball, as well as a special edition of The Legend of Zelda called Legend of Zelda Living the Life of Luxury, which they say is a souped up version of Zelda. Which, it's kind of weird how they describe it, because they describe it as you start with all equipment, including the white sword, the magical shield, the blue ring, and even the power bracelet. And you'd start off with a ton of rupees. So, I really don't know what the point is, because you're given everything pretty much from the get-go, and you just go take on Ganon. Or I'm not really sure. If any of you happen to have the Switch Online, you can go ahead and let me know if you've played this version of Legend of Zelda and how it actually makes it any difficult or fun, or just how it is in comparison to the original. I've played most of the Zeldas that have come out, and I've never heard of any version with something like this, and I'm not sure how it's going to play out. And in the final little bit of news, Etrian Odyssey Nexus, which will probably be the last major 3DS game to come out. Moment of silence for our 3DSs, the greatest handheld console that has ever existed. Okay. The first official trailer has dropped for Etrian Odyssey Nexus, and there will be a launch edition with some extra goodies, which is typical of Atlas to have, a special launch edition with the extra goodies, unless you happen to be Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, and then, well, you're already pretty much the bastard child of the Shin Megami Tensei series, so, screw you. But, I've never personally been a big Etrian fan. I know it's one of the most loved series that have existed. The making your own map thing always felt a little different to me, though I know it's kind of like a core mechanic. And I just never really got into any of the story. Now, it wasn't the map making that made me not want to play it. I want to make that perfectly clear. But I never really got into the story. I've tried Etrian Odyssey 1 and Etrian Odyssey 2, but never really got into it. I heard 4 was really good, but never really picked it up. I may end up watching some gameplay video of it and see if it looks like it might be a little more intuitive to me, but it doesn't make me any less excited for you, because that means you'll be having some fun. Which, as long as people are having fun while they're playing games, that's what matters. And in some small other news, you might know that I completely fanboyed out at Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise when I did my demo review. I have been playing it a little bit since it came out on October 2nd. I will be streaming it through Twitch throughout its completion, and then giving another review, hopefully a lot better than my Yeast 8 review. But there is that. And other than that, I don't believe there's anything coming this week that is that exciting to me. Aside from Warriors Orochi 4, which comes out on October 16th, for all systems. And when I say all systems, I mean the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch, and also on Steam for those PC gamers. I have always loved the different Warriors games, whether it's been Dragon Quest, the Hyrule Warriors, the regular Warriors Orochi, whether it's been the Gundam versions. I've always enjoyed that type of gameplay. It's just something about being able to defeat hundreds of enemies at one time that just feels good. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of XO News. As always, you can hit me up on Twitter, check out the Facebook page, or catch me over on Twitch. If you happen to like this content, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you don't, you can hit that thumbs down. I won't be mad at you. If you really enjoy this content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you absolutely love the content, go ahead and hit that bell right next to it so that you can be informed when another video goes up. Once again, I am the XXL Otaku. I'm off to find some more fun in gaming, and I hope you do too.